Most men suck at texting women, not because they're born or stupid. They just haven't been taught how. You ever tried texting a woman and end up staring at your phone screen for 15 minutes because you didn't know what to say? Yeah, that used to be me. And when I finally sent the message, I was met with these dry responses, getting ghosted, and left on scene at 7:03 p.m. It got real demotivated. But when I started to understand the secret psychology behind texting, that's when I dominated. Seamlessly landing dates with attractive women I talk to. And if you watch to the end, I'll show you exactly how I obtain that reality, so you can too. This is how I text women, and it actually works. So let's talk about number one, laying the groundwork. Let's go and flip that thing back. There are 3 things we want to think about here. Number one, don't be so quick to just get a number without thinking about why, right? That's the foundation before you even get the number. Why are you getting this number? Because you see, most men, what they're gonna do, they're gonna go over here, to this woman. They're gonna say, okay, well, I wanna, get at her. I wanna talk to her, and I just wanna get her number. That's the only thing that's on her mind. I just need to get the number. I need to get the number. Hey, how you doing? You look good. You look so pretty. They seeing all these smooth lines. Can I get your number? That's not fucking it's not specific. For what? That's what she's thinking in her mind. When a woman sees you, she's thinking, okay, who is this person? Why is he here? What does he want from me? Those are automatic questions that are going through her mind. So don't be so quick to just get a number without thinking about why. What you need to do is vibe with her to build rapport, right? You want to build rapport with this woman, right? You want to, get some of your own inside jokes made. This is why, those longer interactions usually lead to the best conversions. Because then, if you don't vibe, you just, okay, cool, can I get your number? I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Most of the time, when I was too quick to just get a number, it didn't go anywhere. I just approached this woman yesterday. She was like, beautiful as hell, light skin. We made some conversation. The thing was, I kind of was quick to get the number. Well, can I get your number?
My number? How old are you?
I'm 20.
20?
Okay, cool. But then I remembered, okay, hold on now. Let me get it for a reason. I was like, what type of food you like? What type of food you like?
What type of food?
Yeah.
I like Mexican food.
She said she like Mexican food, right? You look like you like Mexican food. Mm-hmm. I said something along the lines of, okay, we'll probably get some Mexican food, see what happens. Well, I'm gonna hit you, probably get some Mexican food or something, because I like that too. Mm-hmm. And I see you, all right?
Okay, see you later.
I ended up texting her that same day. I tried to get her on the phone at night. No response. I'm like, I didn't build enough rapport. I didn't make her emotionally crave my presence within the interaction because I didn't vibe to build rapport. I was so fixated on getting her number, and it was really because I'm like, damn, I was looking at her, I'm like, damn, she's fine. I'm trying to see what's up, right? And I was in the wrong headspace. So what is number 3? You want to get her number for a reason. So I had this girl, her name was Asia, right? And I got her number, but then I remember, I'm like, hold on. I gotta go ahead and get her number for a reason. So, I made a bit more small talk, made some conversation with her, build up that, that vibe and rapport just a bit. I said something along the lines of, you like Jamaican food? You like Jamaican food? Yeah. Let's get some Jamaican food. You free next Thursday? I bet. At 7, I'm gonna pick you up, all right? I'm gonna see you, all right? Nice to meet you too. And I said a date and time, that I believed that I would be free. And she was like, okay, cool, right? And that was that interaction. I laid the groundwork beforehand, and that made it easier to talk about what I'm gonna talk about next. Number 2, opener, right? So when we say opener, what is an opener? Y'all know I'm gonna do it. Oh shit. The opener is essentially the first message you send, right? So when you send this first message, what's the goal here? What is the goal of this first message? I'll tell you the goal of it. It's just to get her attention. When I meet a woman in person and I get her number, what I usually like to text first is something along the lines of why I got her number in the first place, or just kind of following up, just saying, yeah, hey, it was nice meeting you. Let's look at some examples. I'm gonna put the examples over here. So let's go back to Asia, right? I say, what's up? This is Emery. Hope you made it home safely. She says, what's up? And thank you, I'm almost there. I send her a voice message. In that voice message though, I just said, nice meeting you though. I'm more of a caller or in-person type because I like to hear voices. So I'm gonna call you tomorrow night and You know, we're gonna have a nice little conversation. Pleasant in that. Hope you get some good sleep. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Right? So I just sent her that message telling her that pretty much I'll talk to her tomorrow, you know, I'll call her tomorrow. That was just the opener. We didn't even get to the point where, you know, I got her on the phone yet. No. We just talking about the opener. We just want to get her attention first. Like, okay, cool, we got her attention, cool. Now we can direct it where we want it to go. Let's look at another example. This is Rika. So look, I say, what's up, Rika? This is Emery. Looking forward to getting to know you, right? She sent me a voice message back, just kind of letting me know that what's up, right? And I'll put a voice message for you as well.
Hey, Emery, I'm looking forward to getting to know you as well. Yeah, just keep talking to me and I guess our friendship should blossom.
With that, and then you can even see after that, the next day, she texts me. All right, so I'm like, okay, some interest there. She really fucking with me. We'll get into interest in more of the vibe soon. Just stay with me. Now, let's talk about if I met her online, like on Hinge, Tinder, or Bumble, Instagram, right? I'm still gonna do the same thing. My first message, I just wanna get her attention. It's like I wanna hook her, right? So, what do I say? Sasha, I just noticed something interesting about you. What is that, Emery? I'm giving y'all some game right now. That right there, that I just noticed something interesting about you. I just noticed something about you. They're automatically gonna say, what did you notice, right? Most women are gonna respond to that. That's something, hey, I've been keeping in the void, but hey, take it, run with it. But with that being said, man, that leads me to number 3. After you sent that opener, what do you wanna do now? Well, it's pretty simple. You wanna vibe and see where things go. You wanna give her, you know, some of your personality. But here's the thing. You wanna, first of all, keep it playful, right? You don't wanna be too damn serious, too goddamn, you know, just, you know what I mean? Keep this shit playful. It's supposed to be a fun experience when you get to know somebody. Number 2, keep it flirtatious. Don't be scared to flirt here and there, because if you're too friendly and you're not displaying your interest in some way, shape, or form, you're gonna come off as, you know, platonic. She's gonna look at you just like a friend. Like, oh, okay, you know, you're a good friend. I'd love to, you know, just talk to you and get my thoughts out, you know, vent to you. No, baby. These are going to be romantic relations. We're going to be, you know, incorporating within this, you know, friendship. Nah, baby, we ain't even doing that. I don't even like when women say friendship. The one girl, you know, Rika, you know, she was talking about this friendship. Nah, baby. I had to tell her on a few occasions too, hey, I'm not your motherfucking friend. I'm a romantic partner that you're pursuing. And if you demonstrate your actions, your worth, you might make it somewhere. Number 3, keep the destination in mind, right? Because here's the thing, man. When we first start texting this woman, our goal is get on a date. We want to get to know her in person. We want to go ahead and, okay, cool, right? But before we get there, we have to make some stops. The first one was the opener. That's starting the car. We're starting the car. Okay, that's the opener. Now vibe. This is going to make the ride enjoyable, you know, on our destination to the date. Before we can make it to the date, what I love to do is get her on the phone. That's my next stop. But why do I do that? We'll save that for, you know, the next phases that coming up. Stay with me. What I want to do here now is talk about some of my CEO texting principles. Number 1, her effort equals her interest. When you're dealing with women, there are 4 main levels of interest. Now, we talked about this in the last video, how to talk to attractive women, even if you're a shy introvert. And if you didn't watch that, you know, you can watch that after this one. But the 4 main levels of interest were no interest, low interest, medium interest, and we got high interest. But when it comes to texting, we can just prioritize 3. What are the 3 we can prioritize? We can prioritize no interest, low interest, and high interest, right? When it comes to no interest women, these women usually, they typically, they don't even text you back. You might get a fake number, you know what I'm saying? Blocked, delivered, seen, right? They just not messing with you. And that's okay. Now, let's talk about the low interest women. When it comes to low interest women, these women typically are gonna be dry. They're not gonna be reciprocating. They're always gonna have an excuse, and they only wanna text you, you know, for attention. Their goal is to only get attention from you. They don't want to really take things anywhere. They just want to get that attention from you texting them. Like, okay, you know, I'm just gonna text him when I'm bored. You never want to be in that position, because it's never gonna go anywhere. That's why getting on that phone call is so crucial, because you can kind of vet them out quicker, and see where things go. But then we got high interest. They're great to talk to. They're using all these emojis. They sending, multiple texts. They're not scared to, just show you that they're into you. But here's a good rule of thumb to follow. Low interest women typically are going to make it harder to escalate. High interest women are going to make it easier to escalate. That was number one, right? Now, let's talk about number two. Don't send pointless, boring texts with follow-ups that will not get you anywhere. You sending what you're doing, right? She tells you what she's doing, and you say, that's pretty cool. Where were we going with you? You're dribbling in place. You said, and did nothing. You did nothing, right? So come on, we have to be intentional when we're texting. You say, what do you like to do? She says, what does she like to do? You say, me too. ... And you're wondering why you're getting left undelivered. What are we doing? You have to have direction when you're doing this, right? I remember all the time I would send texts. I didn't understand what I'm telling you now. I didn't understand that, I have to have direction. I have to be a man and, lead things, right? I need you to think from her perspective. How would I respond to this text? If I saw this message, would I respond to it? How does this make me feel? Right? Because you want to make her feel something. You want to kind of move things along. Where is this going? Does she feel like she's just wasting her time when she texts you? If that's the case, you need to reevaluate and do something different. Number three, when do I text her back? If I get her number during the day, let's say it's like, I don't know, maybe in the morning time, or the afternoon, right? I just text her later that day. Now, if I get her number during the evening or at night, that near my bedtime, if I text her during the night, I just text her the next day. You don't want to overcomplicate this. People like to say, you gotta wait 5 minutes, you gotta wait 10 to 15 minutes before you text back. Look, that's bullshit. Here, let me tell you something. It's not needy. You're not coming off as desperate. If you are genuinely busy, if you are having things to do, you should not be at your phone 24/7 waiting on the text back, waiting for her to text you and communicate with you. Look, this is texting. We're not prioritizing this, right? So don't get too caught up on, when to text back. Reply when you are, seeing the message. When you see the message, reply to it, right? You don't gotta just, back to back, but you need to have things going on, so you're not just at your phone all day waiting on a text. When I'm actually creating content, when I'm out at the gym, I'm out living my life, and I'm not just at my phone on social media just scrolling all day, I then can have things going on in my life. So when I actually do text that woman, sometimes it may be 5 minutes later. Sometimes it may be 15 minutes later. Sometimes it may be an hour, 2 hours later, 4 hours later. Okay, and then back to, okay, now I'm texting back to back. Okay, now I'm texting. It just depends on when I see the message. I'm not sitting here timing it. Let's look at some more examples. I know y'all like to see these examples. I rather live what I talk. Let's look at an online dating example. So this right here is Sky, right? So I say, I just noticed something interesting about you. Hit her with that opener. She says, what did you notice? I say, we both value quality time. You prefer to text or hear voices when getting to know someone. She says, be on the phone. Right? Okay. So what do I say? What are we waiting on? So what are we waiting on? What'd she say? What's your number? She meant to say, what's your number? I said my number, text it. That's simple. I'm not wasting dribbles anymore. I used to waste so many dribbles, where you from, all this, Nah, fuck all that. Because you can get to know so much of that on the phone. I don't have time to waste. I'm like, okay, cool. You like to hear voices, baby. So what are we waiting on? When women are sending, short, just dry messages, you want to know how to pivot. So if she just keeps sending these short, dry responses, it's a clear indicator that she's not that engaged with text. So guess what I do? I pivot to let's hop on the phone and talk more. If I can't even have a conversation with you on the phone, I damn sure don't want to have a conversation with you on a date. No bullshit. Like I said though, we're gonna talk about hopping on the phone, FaceTiming her later on in the video. Just stay with me. Now, she texts me, hi. I say, what's up? Who is this? I already knew who it was, but I just wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? State your name and presence, motherfucker. She gonna say Sky. I said, oh yeah, from Hands. You busy right now? It's like 10 p.m. She texted me at like 12 a.m. She said, not anymore, I was watching TV. Baby, I was already asleep at that time. It's like, you seen this, baby, I was asleep. What you talking about? I ended up hitting her, probably some days later. I say, on Friday, I said, what's up, Sky? How you been? She says, hi, I'm okay. I said, for sure, let's hop on the phone and talk. Free around 9. She says, hey, so sorry, I was sleeping. I said, you good? I'm gonna call you at 9:30. 9:30 came, I ended up calling her. She didn't respond. Cool. She texts me back, give me a few. I say, bet, just FaceTime me when you ready. She ended up not FaceTiming me. Okay, I'm watching my anime, I'm chilling, I don't even give a fuck, right? Next day, she texts me, hi. At this point, I'm thinking like, fuck you mean hi? Bye? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? But so I ain't even respond to that. I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Because I'm just thinking she just low interest. She just trying to play games. But I came to the conclusion. I said, okay, well, let me just see what things go. Let me just see. All right. I say, Sky, I'm not a big texter. And by the looks of it, neither are you. I'm going to call you at 9:30 tonight. She says, okay. I call her at 9:30 that night. No response. I'm not finna keep playing with you. So, days went by, and now today, to the day I'm recording this video, Sky, shall we try this again? She gonna say, yes, please. I sent her this voice message right here. Alright, now, Sky, look, I'm gonna call you at 9:30 tonight. Don't be playing with me now. I don't got time for these little games you be playing. But no, make sure we don't chop it up, have a nice little conversation. Get to know each other more. I'll talk to you soon. She says, I'm sorry, baby. I'm gonna answer tonight. I promise. You can just kind of see some women, yeah, they're gonna be kind of right? But I'm like, okay, cool. Because I have shit going on, right, too, so I understand. But at the same time, you make time for who you want to make time for. Now, this woman, her name Hari. I already met this person once before, when I was shooting some content back in the day. I think I said something like, damn, so you on his too. I said, don't be getting in the way of me trying to find love or some shit. She gonna say, I'm trying to find love too. I said, you might have just found it. Things transpired, but now we here, I got her number. Cool. I say, yo, this Emery, lock my number in. She said, I got you. Hit me with a little winky face. How have you been though? Haven't talked to you in a while. You already see she hard messages and shit too. Like, come on now. I've been doing well, getting better acclimated with the city. How about you? She says, that's good, and same with me too. I just been living and enjoying life and getting my life together. I say, I love to hear that. I'm gonna call you at 10. We're gonna talk about it more. I call her at 10. She says, give me a few minutes actually. Bet. Just FaceTime me when you're ready. She calls me. The last woman, you see how she was playing, she was bullshitting? Her interest level was higher. So already, I can tell she's high interest. Now, before we move on to the next example, this next part I'm gonna talk about. If you do this, you're going to be more successful than 99% of men who just be bullshitting when they text. I'm telling you, because this right here, it's gonna get you right. And that, my friend, is voice messages. I know y'all be saying, I be sending voice messages and I be getting some voice messages sent back to me. Why am I sending voice messages? Well, I'll tell you exactly what it does. Voice messages do 4 main things. The first thing it does, it shows confidence, right? Because the average man just isn't doing this. They're too self-conscious, they're too in their head, they don't like the way their voice sounds, right? Me shooting content unlocked that level of me being so comfortable to send a voice message. I might fuck around and send a video message. No bullshit, right? But it shows confidence. It shows your personality. Me, I have my own personality. We all have our own personality. So I'm just talking the way I talk, speak the way I speak, but because this shit is me, you know what I mean? So it's just showing your personality and, the fun side about you. But what does it do also? It builds anticipation and spikes emotion. When she has to sit there and listen to your voice message, what is that doing for her? That's okay, what is he gonna say? Maybe you say something, you like, I got something to tell you, right? And then she listening to it, you like, I just really feel like I've been needing to tell you this for a while, baby. That's spiking her emotion. She's just sitting there on the edge of her seat, just dying to hear what you're going to say, especially if you can frame this in a way, you got your smooth, seductive voice. We all got that voice we put on when we around a woman we like. You talking all slow, you not rushing. Y'all probably thinking like, damn, within this video I'm shooting right now, I'll probably be kind of hyper, I'll be energetic. I'm kind of in teacher mode. I'm kind of, being charismatic, being funny at times because that's just who I am. That's just how I teach. But, when I'm building up that seductive sexual tension with a woman, I'm real calm, collected, and I'm real intentional. My eye contact on point. I'm doing everything so intentionally because I know how to turn a woman on. And lastly, it builds comfort with the woman. Voice messages are so untapped because most men are too scared to do them, but these are the advantages you get over the man who's just sending boring ass text messages. Something else that I'm starting to do more, if I have a message that's going to be 2 lines or longer, I just put it in a voice message because then they can listen to it because then they, it hits these things. It does these things for them. Let's get into some examples, man. So the first message I sent, what's up, Rika? There's Emery. Looking forward to getting to know you. She sent me a voice message back.
Hey, Emery, I'm looking forward to getting to know you as well. Just keep talking to me, and I guess our friendship should blossom.
And like, baby, I don't know who we keep. We talking about friendship. I don't even like that word. You feel me? Because I feel like, this ain't no friendship. You know what I'm saying? These are romantic relations. You feel me? But the next day though, she ended up texting me first, and this is showing me, okay, she hit me up first now. High interest. Okay, high interest. Good afternoon, Emery. How are you? I sent her a voice message.
What's up, Erica? Good afternoon to you as well. And I'm doing amazing. I'm blessed. Woke up this morning, so I can't complain. How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling like, just chilling. I don't know. I'm trying to get my day started. It's 1:30. I just woke up recently, like probably 2 hours ago. I went to sleep super late today. It was a cat meow.
Okay, cool. Like, cause she gonna just keep yapping, right? I ain't gonna lie, she was a yapper. But so we kept on sending voice messages back to back. We just having some conversation. The thing here I wanna point out is it was a part where I flipped it back to where I wanted to take it. And it was this part right here.
But when it comes to communicating, I'm more of a caller or an in-person type. Voice message is cool. It's better than text just because I get to hear your voice. But I like to hear live from you. So let's talk at 9 p.m.
She texts back.
As far as this communicating thing, yeah, I started to say we might as well just get on the phone because your voice messages are kind of long, honey. Going forward, 9 p.m. phone call, we scheduling a phone call at 9. That's crazy.
I respond back.
I bet you gonna let a phone call we hop on though, and we get to conversing. But I say that for the call, let you be the judge of it. I'm gonna call you at 9 though.
I mean, yeah, call me at 9. Why you talking like all sensual and sexually?
That's just the way I talk. I'm at peace. If you like the way my voice sound, Erica, you can just say that. There's nothing wrong with it.
She gonna say, okay, Emery. And then we hopped on the phone that same night. If you're a high performing man who wants my help on all this, or you just wanna fix your dating life in general, click the first link in the description and apply to work with me, man. I'm giving new members who join a free dating starter kit to help them get results in the first 7 days. I love to help you make a transformation so you can achieve the dating life you desire. That leads us to number 4. Now, we've already laid the groundwork. We sent the opener, vibe with her, with the text messages and the voice messages. Okay, cool. Now what's number 4? A FaceTime call. You see, this right here is the point where we're going to really get in there. Okay, we finna really go ahead and make it do what it do, so you already know. It's time to get her on the phone so we can do 3 main things. The first thing is get to know her a bit better, right? We wanna get to know her, a bit more, right? Because texting is cool, but why would you go ahead and sit there and text all damn day? No, do that on the phone. Get to know her over the phone call. But you don't want to do too much, right? Yeah, you don't want to do too much. This is just to do number 2, deepen our connection. The point of the call is to just kind of give her a glimpse of what it's like to be with you in person, through your conversation, through your jokes, you being charismatic, you just, kind of holding a conversation and seeing if she can actually meet your qualifications, because you have to, number 3, vet her out. I always say this, if I can't enjoy the time I'm having with you on the phone, I damn sure don't want to meet you in person, because you don't even know how to hold a conversation. You don't know how to keep me engaged. A lot of men are trying to keep women engaged. Why is that? Why are we trying to please the woman all the time? No. My needs need to be satisfied as well. So if you can't even hold the conversation, if you can't even make an attempt to ask me some questions, to, put into this, baby, I'm not gonna be here participating because you're not reciprocating. This right here determines if she's even worth the date. This right here is going to be the determining factor on if this really goes somewhere, right? So I know you're probably thinking, okay, how long do these calls, have to be? I'd say anywhere from 7 to 15 minutes because you don't want to do too much on this call. You don't want to be on the call for just hours, but the longest, you don't want to be on this call, just all goddamn day because it's like, if you really want to talk for that long, talk to her in person. Right? You don't gotta be talking to her for you goddamn just hours on end. Now, I understand if the conversation is flowing, if y'all really clicking, vibing, cool. I mean, yeah, 30 minutes, maybe it may go to 45, but I typically like to, keep it around 7 to 15, no longer than 30. Because at that point, it's like, okay, baby, well, look, I would love to talk to you more, but I would love to talk to you in person. Those in-person interactions, that's where you can go for hours on end. That's where you can really click with that individual. But if you're just on a FaceTime call on the phone, yeah, man, keep it brief. Give her a little sample of what it's like to be with you. The chances you get a date from actually being on the phone with a woman are going to be significantly higher than if you were just texting this woman. The thing is, when you're on the phone, these are just voice messages on steroids. So everything we talked about the voice messages, building up that comfort, building anticipation is crazy. Building anticipation, spiking that emotion. It's showing your confidence because you're there, you're present in the moment, right? That's just, everything the voice messages did on steroids because it's live. This confidence can't be faked. It's either you're that guy or you aren't. If I feel like we on this phone call and she's worth the date, I suggest something for us to do. So I say something like, okay, cool, hey, what type of food you like? She gonna probably say, okay, well, I love Italian food and I love Mexican food. Okay, cool, listen, this Saturday we can go ahead and get some Italian food, you free at 7? She said, I should be. Block out that time for me, and let's get to know each other better in person. FaceTime is cool, but I want to hear your voice in person, and I want you to hear mine. Ease your way into it. This is supposed to be fun, playful, flirtatious. You may get different objections when you're, on this FaceTime call, but if you want me to do a whole FaceTime breakdown video with live examples of me on the phone with women, just comment the word FaceTime and I will create the video. What's number 5? Date. We want to solidify this date, right? So let's get into it. You already know what I'm about to do. Bow! Date closed. Now that you set up the date, you don't have to text this woman every single day leading up until that date, right? That's usually how I just didn't have dates convert because it's like, God dang, this guy's texting me every single goddamn day, you know what I mean? So what I like to do now is just reach out maybe 1 or 2 times before the date. If she's really interested, she may even hit me up. Let's look at some text examples of me doing this. So we back on Hari. I hopped on the phone with Hari. We had a nice little conversation and I set the date up from that call. We was gonna go ahead and get some food, vibe and chill. I think we was gonna get some Mexican food, some tacos and whatnot. I end up saying, send me some randoms too. I wanna save your contact pic. She says, I got you. Do a little smiley face. But I'm not good with pics, only the videos. That's even better. Then she go ahead, she send me some videos and whatnot. I go ahead and respond to the messages. Skin glossy clear and body on point. I can get used to this. She say, oh really you can? I say indeed. You looking a little too delicious. Stop, but thank you so much. You welcome. I'ma always reassure you. I'm about to go to sleep though. Good night. She says, you're really sweet. And good night with a little heart emoji. I can tell she was highly interested in me. I'm just saying, I was highly interested into her too. Like, the feeling was mutual. I love dealing with women who are just on the same page as you. Y'all don't have to hide y'all interests. Y'all can just be there, present in the moment, just letting each other know, like, baby, what's up? I'm interested, like, what's happening, what's cracking. Now, she texts me the next day. Text me first. Have a wonderful day. I sent her a voice message back. I just said something along the lines of, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope your day going amazing, things of that nature. She go ahead and send me a voice message back. I go ahead and send her another voice message back. And then I was like, I don't know why that first sentence in my audio capture said that. I laughed my ass off because it said, I don't want to hear you talk. Let me just make that clear. I didn't mean to, I don't know why I said that. She laughed at it. Then she says, yes, I'm actually about to slide to Walmart now and return this projector I bought. But she says, and ooh, you have a calming voice. I heard the message. And now this one, I'm like, I'm about to take this somewhere. So I say, really, the type of voice to talk you to sleep or the type to talk you through it? Now I'm testing the temperature. I'm just trying to see where this could potentially go. She says, talk me through it. Most def that option. never will talk me to sleep. I say, I'm curious. Out of me and you, who you think would tap out first? She says, normally I would lie on that question, but I'll just go ahead and say probably me. What you think? I say, I think it'd be you, but why would you say you first? She sent me a voice message.
Are you just saying that because I said me, or you really think? Because and the reason why I said me first is because I just feel, I just feel like 9 times out of 10, it'd be me. Like I know me, so I just feel like it's probably gonna be me.
I sent a voice message back.
I'm gonna say is I think it just had to be you. You know, and the only reason I say that is because I'm like a competitive person, especially if the goal was to make you tap out first. Alright, so I definitely would say, I think that person that taps out would have to be you.
She says, and then you saying my name? Jesus. And she sent me a voice message again. Then she sent me another voice message. Respond to that voice message truthfully. It's only one way to find out. You like when I say her name, Hari? She says, I do. As y'all can see, I'm just buttering her up. I'm just getting attention for this date right, because I already know, like, I want to have this go somewhere. I want to have this in her mind that we're pursuing romantic relations. Make it known that this isn't platonic, baby. I'm really trying to get to know you on that type of level. Okay, cool. Now we back to Rika. As you can see, I said your phone died. We was on the phone. She ended up calling me back. Cool. After the phone call, I end up saying, you still up? And then she says butter, garlic, shallots, basmati rice. I was just telling her on the phone call, like, send me the ingredients and whatnot, because we actually set up a cooking date. I set up that date with her. I said, cool, hey, listen, I want to see which one of us can cook the better steak. I want to see which one of us can cook better. I'm making a little competition now. So cool, now we going on a cooking date. So I just told her to send me the ingredients, for the cooking date. And she says, yes, she is still up. I say, bet. Send me some pics of you. I want to save your contact picture. She sent me some pictures and whatnot of her. I say, this definitely a sight that I can get used to. She said, LOL, I'm not trying to be sexy. I'm just turned around, because she sent me a picture with her, poking her ass out and whatnot. Send me some pics. And then she says, don't look at the lashes too much, but that's a good one. I end up sending her some pictures of yours truly. You know what I'm saying? Got me in a turtleneck looking fly as a motherfucker looking GQ. Got the one of me on the balcony, overlooking a motherfucking city. You know what I'm saying? Do what I do, okay? She says, okay, you look good and young, LOL, because this woman, she's in her 30s, I say, this black never gonna crack. I'm curious to see how your dish gonna turn out tomorrow. She said, I know, right? And it should turn out well, LOL. I hope yours is better for some reason. I say, well, let's see. I'm gonna make sure you taste all of this. And she laughed at the message because she knew what I was, alluding to, okay? And then the day of the actual date, I usually like to hit women up at about 11 a.m. or noon, pretty much just before the date, just to confirm it earlier on in the day. I like to send a text or a voice message just saying, what's up, hope your morning going well, looking forward to seeing you today. I never like to say, we still good for today. I just go in with the mindset of, if she says she's not gonna see me, she'll let it be known. But I just like to say, I'm looking forward to seeing you today. So I want to show you, the examples with Hari and Rika. So I ended up sending, Hari a message the day before. It was like 11 p.m. or something like that, because, we was on the phone more and we was talking, like, we just had like such great chemistry. So I ended up sending her a little voice message, you feel me? And then she sent me one back at 10 a.m. She knew what she did when she did. Oh yeah, she knew what she did when she did that. I'm just saying.
I meant to send you an audio from right when I woke up, but it was a lot going on. And I got you for something comfy to wear. I don't know if it's gonna be too comfy though, cause like, it still gotta look decent. So I don't know if it's gonna be too comfy, but it's gonna be real sounds like. It's gonna be sounds like for sure. But you have a wonderful day today, and I can't wait to see you later.
So I ended up calling her about an hour before, just letting her know, like, okay, I'm finna be on the way, da-da-da-da. Cool, right? And then I said, by the way, send an actual Addy. Just realized I'm going to the main campus, because she was on the college campus. She said, you straight? She sent me the Addy. And yeah, man, we went ahead and had us a nice little date.
Shit hitting. The one drop.
Now with Rika, I say, good morning, how you feeling? Looking forward to seeing you today. She says, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you too. What time should I be ready by? And I'm doing okay, just talking to my friend right now. What about you? I say, I'm feeling great. Just finishing up some work. Be ready at 4 p.m. Also, send your addy so I can see how far you are. She says, sounds good. See you then. And we went ahead. I picked her up, brought her back to the crib so we can indulge in our nice cooking date, and it went amazing.
So what are we doing today?
We finna be cooking. We got some steak. We got
Wait, how you turning around? Yeah.
Me and you, we're finna make it do what it do.
He's such a nice host. Like, I feel like he's very gracious. So let's get to this.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all later.